he heard a little bit of a Southern accent in my voice. And he's like, do I hear a little
Alabama?
Southern? I was like, yes, sorry. I was apologetic because I'm trying to keep that down. Yeah, I'm from Alabama. So he's like, no, let's take it way up. He's very creative. He's very much he was the showrunner, but he was a part of I loved him. Working with him was so fun because he's like down to the fingernail polish color. He's like in that decision. He loves the creative part of it, and he's super sweet guy. So just the audition itself was really fun, and he loved just ramping up the specificity of who I am and bringing that to that character. I was like, that's all you had to say.
Hey everybody, welcome to today's episode of Talent Agent Talk, where we are bringing you educational lessons and real life stories behind the scenes of TV and film. I'm your host and a talent agent, Jason Lockhart, and today our guest is Sunny Mabrey.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi, Jason.
It is so cool to have you here.
Thanks for having me. I'm honored that you asked me.
Well, I'm honored by our conversation before we even walked in the studio about the depth of craft and education that you were speaking, because I can't believe someone of your stature is still studying so intensively.
Well, yeah. I mean, never stop, right? I think, Al Pacino still took, I don't know if he still does, but he took them right up until not too long ago.
Well, yeah, I think he was working on some King Lear thing even not that long ago.
Oh, really? See, that's challenging, especially at his age. Anyone, any age, but you have to really want to, you have to be humble, I think. Just keep humility and know that you're never gonna make it, Yeah,
you're always still competing for the next job.
Yeah.
But as we were saying, you're working right now, doing something so cool that we can't talk about. But
right,
your continuous craft in your education sounds like it helped you land that one,
Yeah, it does. And I said yes to an acting class that I hadn't bothered to do one in a while. And I was like, what am I doing? I'm an actor and I'm not practicing my craft like I should be. If that's what I've chosen to do with my life, then I need to be, even when things are slow in our industry, to find a way to do it. And I think for a long time, I was doing that on social media, but with the Vine, which is RIP Vine, that kind of occupied my life because I did a bunch on there. And then went on to do some internet comedy, right? In the beginning, first wave, I suppose you'd say, of that. And then I was like, I was an actor before this, and I don't think I can handle more than 6 seconds a day in this genre that I'm doing now, which is sketch comedy. And it was very validating to get the followers that I had because, I always wanted to do more comedy, and I'd gotten to do some, but not as much as I wanted. So that gave me a lot of validation in that department. But at a certain point, I was like, this is too much. I'm writing, directing, starring in, editing. I love that I got to learn all of those skills, but it was just taking up way too much of my time that I was like, I don't want to be this for a living, for my life. I want to do this on the side as a fun thing maybe, but it's taken over. So I just sort of let that fall away, for better or worse. I'm not sure. I appreciate that I still have people following me, but I started writing more and working on other forms of entertainment. I said, I don't know what you know.
Are you writing anything now?
Yeah.
What are you writing? Can you talk about it?
Yeah, I mean, not fully, because I'm collaborating with a writer friend of mine and my husband as well. He's going to direct this project, but it's horror.
Oh yeah. Well, you've got a great background in some horror.
Yeah.
I've gotten
to do a bunch
huge
of
movies that have gone to over 3,000 screens. You know what I mean? It's
yeah.
You've really done it.
Yeah,
and
I
are
know.
still doing it. It's amazing. Congratulations.
Thank you. I'm so grateful every time anything happens. I think because I've been through ups and downs. You know, you get that first thing, you're like, it's good now. I've got it now. No,
No,
it's not
you're
like that.
always competing, you know?
Yeah,
But they
you'll
are
have
trophies.
your highs and lows.
I'm a
For
firm
sure.
believer that they are not resume credits. They are trophies.
Yeah,
You know,
I
you've
see
won
them that
them.
way. Yes, that, and I'm just super grateful. I feel, not worthy, but worthy at the same time, I guess. That's how it goes.
Sure. Well, I want to talk about Mad Men because I know that you had brought that up too.
Yeah.
And then you have some really cool educational lessons behind that particular booking.
Yeah.
Can you take us back, like, even to the audition, even?
Yeah, and I know it's a little further back, but
It's one of the greatest shows of all time, though.
I know, it's such a good show. And the experience I had on that was just so specific. I've been thinking a lot about it lately. It's just come up. What I learned, I guess, has solidified itself in my mind recently. So I auditioned for that. I think it was in LA many years ago, obviously. 3rd season, I think it was. And they were very secretive about the show. But I think my first audition was with producers. And so Matthew Weiner was in the room on my very first time. And I went in and I was prepared. And he heard a little bit of a Southern accent in my voice. And he's like, do I hear a little
Alabama?
Southern? I was like, yes, sorry. I was apologetic because I'm trying to keep that down. Yeah, I'm from Alabama. So he's like, no, let's take it way up. He's very creative. He's very much he was the showrunner, but he was a part of like every. I loved him. Working with him was so fun because he's like down to the fingernail polish color. He's like in that decision. He loves the creative part of it, and he's super sweet guy. So just the audition itself was really fun, and he loved just ramping up the specificity of who I am and bringing that to that character. I was like, that's all you had to say. And then I had another audition for him again. And they brought us back in, but then there was only 2 of us, and the girl that went in before me, I could hear her, and I don't normally like to, but I couldn't help it, and I could just hear that she was doing a great job, but it was, not as specific as it's not that she was doing bad, okay? It's just that I knew in that moment that I had it, and it was not like that with me. I wasn't like getting stuff all the time. I just knew that I had it because the specificity of my character, it just fit so nicely, into that role, and it didn't distract from the objective of the show or the objective of that episode or like the character that anyone else had going on. It wasn't just the accent either. It was like a chance to become somebody specific. It was like a part of me. Obviously, I grew up in the South, but I could have done that with anybody, any other accent, and any other person. It's just like the little permission to make that person specific. I don't know. I guess I needed that.
I feel like he kind of like gave you the freedom to color the role.
Yeah.
Because every role is black and white, literally. Like
Yeah.
it's black and white in the script.
Right.
But you brought like a fuchsia to it that no one had seen.
Yeah.
And it made the show more colorful.
Right.
I mean, it truly did. I saw it. Like,
Oh, thanks. I mean, it was like, I look at it and I judge it because I'm still like, oh God, I was so nervous. And like, why'd I say it like that? I still have all those thoughts and still not being completely comfortable in myself yet.
you still get nervous?
Yeah, I still get nervous, but I think I'm better now at pretending not to be, At some
How
point,
do you do that?
I'm an actor. That's see, at one point just like maybe, I don't know, a decade ago, I was like, hold on a second. I'm an actor. I can act like I'm not insecure about this. I can go into an audition when we used to do that and walk into the room as if I'm the most confident person in the world because I'm an actor. I can be that before or as a part of the other thing that I'm going to be, right?
That's huge. I feel like that's 2 lessons that you just dropped. The
Yeah.
one of like bringing your authentic self to the role to stand out amongst maybe 20 people that they were seriously considering.
Right.
But then too, yeah, like the confidence. If you aren't really confident, you gotta act confident.
Yeah.
Desperation does not sell.
No.
Nerves don't sell.
No.
They're hiring. Like, I'm not going to hire somebody. If I were to hire a new agent in the office, I would not hire somebody that was really nervous sitting across from me.
I know, right? I hated that about myself and my experience in the room. I was like, if I could just get rid of the nerves. And I tried lots of things. And no matter how confident and prepared you are, I would, still get nervous. And even I would walk out of the room and be like, I'm not nervous. And then like trip over myself. Like, I'm nervous inside, deep inside. I tried drinking wine before one, and then I drove onto a construction site afterwards. And they were like, what are you doing? I'm like, I guess I'm driving drunk. I'm sorry. I thought it was fine. I only had one tiny, what are those
little bottles?
6-pack bottles? I was like, wow, that was terrible. I'll never do that again. I can't believe, I sat and waited.
But it's a good idea in theory. One could take the edge off.
Yeah. I was like, this is the one thing that I can think of that I'm not going to take a pill. You don't want to be incapacitated. I'm like, how do I drink just enough wine to not, be an idiot? It was a bad plan. Thought I waited long enough to drive, okay? I waited to go in the audition for over an hour, but apparently not. Anyway, I don't know. One day I was like, I can prepare and prepare a certain way. There's a certain way that I prepare now that I feel like grounds me a little more even.
Can you share any of it?
Yeah. It's a set of questions that one of my acting coaches, Crystal Carson.
Oh, yeah, I know Crystal.
You know her?
Yeah, she's great.
She's great. And my other one is Sarah Banyan.
I love Sarah.
She's the best
for many
as well.
years. We even made a little short film together
Did
one
you?
day. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Just the two of
She
us.
loves you. That's right. I think I met her through you.
Yeah, we met through her.
That's right.
Shout out, Sarah.
Hey, Sarah, what's up? So, yeah, Crystal had a set of questions. She has this thing called Finding Your Life. And it's just a set of questions that you just ask your character. As you ask your character, right? Like, what is your objective? I'm not going to say all of them,
Sure.
but there's a few that just give you more history, like what you might have been doing before this, what might have led to this moment. And you kind of have your time that you live those out, even if it's just with yourself, or find another actor to live out something that you've decided would have led you to this moment.
And you practice this with every role, every audition?
No, I should. Now I've been doing this for so long that I've developed a whole other set of tricks almost to get me through auditions faster if I need to, but still hopefully bring what I need to bring. But if I get something, definitely. And if I get a,
I love that you just said that.
yeah,
So you do even more work after you've booked.
yeah,
That is a huge lesson, because I think a lot of people, they book the role, then they think they're good, and they just show up.
yeah.
Same with getting an agent. People they work so hard on their materials and their talent and their craft.
Right.
They get the agent, and suddenly then they're just waiting around for phone calls. They've stopped taking class. They've stopped doing all this
Right,
stuff.
yeah. They're like, I don't have to do it anymore.
I love
got
that
an
you
agent.
just said that. So you do more after you book.
Yeah, because then you get nervous and you're like, oh no. You say you want something and you're like, I want this. Look at me. I can do it. And then they're like, all right, do it. And you're
So when you're a
"Oh."
lead in one of these big movies, what do you do?
It depends on how extensive, but I try to read the script more than once again if I've already read it, because that just opens up something new every time. Because even if you've just got 2 pages in it, it puts in the proper framing where you stand in all of that. Like, you may come into the audition with your arc that you're like, my character has a beginning, middle, and end. It's a full story. I've got my own arc. But your arc is not an arc for the show, right? Especially if it's like a crime investigation show or So, like, I recently did one of those, and it was a really good one. And I was not elevated in my audition. I had a lot to audition too. I was like 3 scenes maybe. My audition, I started kind of the first scene. I didn't have to be, so I wasn't, but I was kept it in. I internalized it. It was there, but inside. Second scene, let it more come out, right? And then the third scene was more like inside again, but different, right? Because this character was going through a lot. And then when I got to set, I mean, every scene, he wanted that state of where you're so mad that you're crying.
Every scene.
Level,
So you
all
didn't even
of
get
them.
to do the arc that
No, I didn't get to do it.
choreographed.
But he's right. I mean, he's right because he's the director, but he's also right because that's the objective of the show. He's also right because that was the arc of the show. I'm just, if you look at an arc, if my scenes, all my big important ones to me come right there, I'm like at the peak, or I'm at the point of the show where,
It needs
everything
that energy,
hits the
that
fan.
rhythm.
Right. So I'm like, okay.
That's fascinating. I've never thought about it like that, because I've thought about it the way you previously described, kind of like you're building your own personal arc.
Right.
But it does need to fit into the story arc, the overall.
Right. But I don't think I would have gotten the role if I would have done every scene at that level.
Because it's not what he was looking for.
Right. I mean, he directed me that way in the show, but I don't think he would have known
I got you.
the other side of me if I hadn't, shown my own
He knew you
arc.
were malleable.
Right. Maybe so. I don't really know for sure, but...
He could have also just been like, I could have her. He could have been, that's a great thing. Like when you do movies and stuff, you just never know who's watching. Like, I love her. I could have her. She did great.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, I never know. Never know.
You never know why unless you ask. Yeah.
I think I got a music video once because I wore a Kentucky shirt, and they were like,
There
from
you go.
Kentucky. I didn't know. I'm like, sweet. I don't care. I'm here.
Well, what's next for you? Do you have like a dream role or something that you really, really hope to do?
I mean, besides the writing and directing, my friend Jeff Robinson and Ethan Embry, husband, we're doing this collaborative things, but I want to do that as soon as possible. We're like in the very beginning of, I don't know, we're at the end of the writing phase, so we've got a lot ahead of us. But I'm directing a music video, which we've done before. Ethan and I do that together. I've done one on my own before. And I'm auditioning a lot and just trying to create my own stuff at the same time, I have a couple things that I have worked on recently that I don't think I can say anything about yet because they're very secretive.
But it's
as well.
the top of the industry. It's as A-list
cool.
as it gets. It's super cool, yeah.
I mean, yeah. I was like, I'm going to be in the room with those people.
I can't wait to see.
Yeah. And it was a great experience. My dog pulled me down on my face 2 days before I started. And I got scared that I was like, oh no. My dog tried to chase me, and she's really strong, and I fell, and I got like all beat up. And but I was able to hide it under this bang area. You couldn't tell.
That's great.
Thank you, God. It could have been really bad. But right now I'm just auditioning for the next stuff. I have one tonight when I get home.
Is there any kind of role though that would pop up? You'd be like,
oh, you
I
mean
want
my
this
dream
so
role?
bad.
Yeah, right. Well, I think my like fantasy role would be, this is very greedy. Remember that show, The United States of Terra?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, something like that.
So you get to play a ton of characters in the same booking.
Yeah, and it's like maybe like a darker version of that. Like
Orphan Black.
yes, I was trying to think of the name of that. That's right. But like it needs some comedy at the same time, like dark comedy. It's just the chance to get to be all of those very committed, fun characters. I mean, the comedy that I did was super ridiculous, like, sketch comedy. But I like the idea of doing it in a more grounded way, but still with some funny stuff going on in there.
I hope that happens for you.
Thanks.
So that's pretty cool.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I
Well,
hope so
I
too.
appreciate you being here. I'm sure our audience, thank you for
Thank
for
you.
being here and doing this. You dropped like 3 or 4 lessons that I feel like are really impactful, and I'm just sitting here learning too. It's just great.
Thanks. Specificity.
Specificity is huge.
Give yourself permission to go with the specificity.
Yeah, if you see it clearly, I feel like the audience will see it clearly too.
Yeah. I like that we can watch ourselves back now with this home taping thing.
Yeah, instead of walking in the room and just doing it and walking back out.
I know. I couldn't believe I was giving people that first take. Like when I watched it back, when I first
Wow,
started doing it, I was
yeah.
like, that's my first take? I can't walk in
And
a
you only
room
had
like that.
one in the room.
Yeah.
It's a different world.
Yeah, so different. But you can learn from yourself if you're brave enough to watch yourself.
Fair.
It's hard to do.
Well, thank you again. As a gift for being here, you win a free car.
Yeah.
So feel free to reach in there. Don't look, though, and pick one out.
It's keys, right? It's outside.
Yeah, it's behind all the...
Oh, I didn't look. Not really, but I just went with, what is this?
What'd you get?
Jason, I can't see because of my glasses.
Let me look.
Tell me.
You got a 70 Plymouth Barracuda.
What? That sounds
Convertible.
badass.
That is badass.
It sounds badass.
Your hair will look really cool in the wind in that car.
I would look amazing in this car. I have
Well,
to admit.
Thank you again for being
Thank you.
here. Thank you to our audience for tuning in. Thank you to Jesse Milanowski and Get Seen for producing our show. And if you would like to be a guest on our show because you have your own cool booking story and a lesson, you can pitch it right to us. It's talentagenttalk@gmail.com. Again, that is talentagenttalk@gmail.com. Sunny, thank you so much.
Thank you, Jason. It was fun.
It was fun.
And for the
Yeah.
love it.